Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today we are looking at this. This belongs to the DC Multiverse line. We have Polka Dot Man, as he appears in the new Suicide Squad movie. Okay, so I've said this before in my previous video where I reviewed the Harley Quinn. This action figure review is very late to the party. I've been sitting on this figure for some time now. It just got pushed back to the end of the line in terms of my reviews. I had this figure maybe a week or two out before the movie came out. And then once the movie came out, I kind of lost interest in wanting to review these, mostly because, new action figures came out and I wanted to hit those before this one. So I just kind of forgot about this one, but I'm going through my review pile now and I'm like, all right, let's just do this now. I'm going to be done with it. So yeah, we're taking a look at Polka Dot Man, and he's probably my favorite character in the film. Like, I love Idris Elba. I love Margot Robbie. I'm a huge John Cena fan. But for me, this was a character that really just stood out. I thought there was some great character development with Polka Dot Man, and for me, he was very lovable. I don't know, for me, every time he was in a scene, he kind of like stole the show. So also with this action figure, we have the Build-A-Figure pieces for King Shark. And as excited as I am to build this guy, as I've stated in the Harley Quinn video, I'm going to hold off building him. What I plan to do is hopefully I can find the gold label figure, which is the figure already assembled by itself, and that has additional accessories. So I'd like to actually review that figure, then do the Build-A-Figure, but we'll see in due time. So in the meantime, let's just take a look at this. Let's take a look at Polka Dot Man. Excited to finally review him. It took me a long time, but we're here now. So the packaging is your standard McFarlane fare. It's that rectangle box. As you can see here, he comes with a trading card in the back, action figure stand, some additional polka dots that looks like he could shoot out of his wrist, an additional gauntlet, goggles, trading card, and the Build-A-Shark pieces, or the Build-A-Figure pieces for King Shark. On the back, it looks like we have a studio shot of actor David Dash. How do you say his name? I think his name's like David Dash Michelin. I believe that's how you say his last name. If I'm butchering it, forgive me. And the other figures in the wave include Bloodsport, Peacemaker, and Harley Quinn. And you could get all four of these figures, and you'll have all the pieces here to build King Shark. And I believe on the McFarlane website, you could buy the entire set directly. It's like a giant box set, I think. And it comes with all four figures plus King Shark. So that's an option. And let's take a look at Polka Dot Man, as played by David Das Michelin, I think. I can see his name in my head, but I can't pronounce it. So alright, so first impressions of the figure while it's in the tray. It's awesome. It's an awesome looking figure. The likeness, I think, is pretty decent. It looks like the actor. The costume's really well sculpted. And I'm really excited to check this dude out. So let's get to it. Alright, I believe I bought this figure at Target, I think. It's either Target or Amazon. And I believe these more deluxe figures that come with the Build-A-Figure pieces, I think they run for maybe like $24.99. as opposed to like the $19.99 just for a standard single figure. Alright, I'm gonna leave his goggles in here for now. Maybe, Alright, let's take a look at him. Alright, so, wonderful action figure right off the bat. The attention to detail is great. Same with the sculpting. Sculpting is really well done. The likeness of the actor is there. Beautiful figure. Very, very impressed. Yeah, so the likeness is pretty good. The paint application on his face is nice. I love the flesh tone on him and how he has a little pink in his lips. It really brings it to life. The details in the eyes is nice. The paint application there is pretty clean. I love how all the polka dots here are individually sculpted. It's not like they just took paint to the uniform. So each polka dot's actually sculpted on. Nice clean details. The folds and wrinkles in his uniform are very realistic. Really well done. Alright, in terms of articulation, this dude's head rotates left and right. He could kind of look down, barely. Could he look up? A little. He kind of hits the back of his collar right here. His arms rotate. They go out. I believe he has a bicep swivel. Yeah, he has a bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows, as you can see here. He has that horrible McFarlane ball joint at the wrist, but they do a better job of covering it than some of the other figures. Like if you've seen some of the other figures, like Dr. Fate, the ball joints is really evident, but here it's kind of hidden a little. Like I can appreciate the fact that it's more exposed, so you have greater range of movement, but it just looks disjointed, especially since it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. He has waist swivel. He has a little bit of a crunch, and his body's kind of like that rubbery. So his uniform here is kind of like that plastic rubbery sleeve over the mechanism, but he does have a pretty far reach in terms of his arching back, as you can see, and then arching forward. It's kind of hindered because of the top of his uniform, but if you want to arch back, go for it. You know, really well done. He kind of has that rubbery plastic diaper deal that hides the lower mechanisms, so that gives you an idea of how the joints are arranged. So he doesn't have a thigh cut, but I think he does have somewhat of a... No, there is no thigh swivel. In terms of his legs, articulation, he could kick forward. He could kind of kick back. He can kick out, not too far. He can't do the splits. He has double jointed knees, which is nice. His ankle articulation, it's kind of limited, but it looks cleaner than some of the recent McFarlane figures. Much like the wrists, some McFarlane figures have that horrible ball joint exposing the ankles. But this one's a little bit better hidden, but at the same time, it's at the cost of articulation. So there's not going to be as much range of movement. And his toes bend. There's some toe articulation there. So this effect is his polka dot effect, like when he's shooting out polka dots. And then here's another wrist gauntlet. I think this is a gauntlet. It's smaller than the other ones, or about the same size. Oh, I get it now. Okay, so you remove this hand here. If it comes off, does it come off? All right, the hand doesn't want to come off. And apparently, I didn't break it, but I did shear it off. It kind of pisses me off. So, right. So the way this works is that you swap out this gauntlet with this one if you want his gauntlet in neutral position, which is this. So the neutral position is when he's not firing polka dots. And it's a subtle difference, but when you look at this gauntlet, all the ridges kind of extend outward. So this is when he's actually shooting polka dots out. So if you look at it, it's actually two different wristbands. Here's it in neutral position. Here is it when all the ridges are extended. And I want to say this should come off pretty easily. Does it? Does it? Yeah, it does come off. You slide it off. And this is what it looks like on the inside. As you can see here, his forearm's slotted. And then there's a tab on the inside. So there's only one way this thing could go in. And then you take this one and then you slot this over. So that's his wrist gauntlet when it's in neutral position, like the one over here. And it's unfortunate that I kind of messed my figure up by... Dang it. This is going to bother me now. Let me see if I can get this out. Alright, this is not going to work. Okay. So the way this works, if you want to have him look like he's shooting his crazy polka dots, you have the gauntlet with the extended ridges. And then I believe you put this over it. I don't think you need to remove the hands to do that. No, you don't, just because this is actually cut. So you don't need to remove the hand. You only remove the hand is if you want to swap out the gauntlet. And let me reassemble my hand here since I messed it up. I gotta take it out. There we go, it's fixed. Okay. So if you want him to do his like crazy polka dot blast effect, there you go. It's not the cleanest thing in the world, but I can't imagine any other way they would do it. So there he is shooting his polka dots. It's alright, it works. And he does come with those goggles, but I'm too lazy to put them on. So we'll just make do with this. Alright, so let's talk numbers. If I had to rate this guy on a scale of 1 to 10, 7.5 to in a solid 8. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great figure. He's probably my favorite character in the film. The likeness is there, and it does everything that it should do. But I don't know. It's a great figure, but it's not outstanding. I'll leave it at that. So yeah, very decent figure, well worth the purchase, especially if you want to complete the set. All right, so let's wrap this video up. So yeah, if you want the set, you need this guy. There's two different options. You either buy the figure as solo on the card, or I think, as I stated earlier, I believe it the McFarlane's website. You might be able to buy that box set that has all the team plus King Shark. I think I might be wrong on that. And as I'm looking at him again, I'm noticing that his arms are kind of like floating around. So I don't know if that's just the way the figure's assembled, like he's supposed to have a loose socket like that, or if it's just poor fitted. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there. Otherwise, it's a great figure. Just get it. We'll leave it at that. Alright, so once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for your continued likes, comments, and support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, take care of yourself, be safe, buy lots of toys, and I'll see you soon. Alright, later.